to work on, and our pass rush. It's hard when you're rushing the passer like Taylor Martinez, and you know he can pull it down and run so quickly that you've got to stay in your lane, so it does hurt your pass rush some, but we've got to improve in that area. We still had 3 defensive penalties. 2 of them were killers. And we've got to get rid of the 2. The other one, I'm not going to talk about it, but there were 3 that came up, much improved, but still we can get rid of the penalties that we had on defense. And we need to force more turnovers. There were 4 other balls on the ground that we had a chance to get that we didn't get. And if you get those 4, it changes the game completely. Offensively, it was our best outing as far as managing the game for the year. We won the turnover margin. We didn't have a turnover. It was a real physical game, and I was proud that our guys stepped up and played physical. We tied Nebraska with explosive plays. Our third down efficiency was better. It was still 1 short of what we need, but there was only 1 time where we were 3rd and 8, and we made that on a quarterback scramble. All the others were 7 or less, so the offense managed first downs better. We didn't give up a sack, and we only had 1 play in the game with a loss, which was really good. I liked our time management before the half with a 17-3 lead into a huge win. Our guys were able to take the lead into the game without punting into halftime and get the ball coming out the second half. I also liked our 4-minute offense at the end of the game. It's the best we've taken the ball and driven it and killed the clock and finished the game with a kneel. When you can do that, that's really good, because that means you did something right at the end of the game, obviously, to get the ball back where you can kill the clock. Trey Newton and Cody Johnson looked really good. They were powerful. Offensive line played its best game. We only had 1 penalty on offense, and it was an offensive lineman. But that's an area that we needed to improve, and we have. Offensive player of the game was Garrett Gilbert. He showed tremendous leadership. He managed the game really well. His 11 carries for 71 yards made a huge difference in the outcome of the game. And he didn't have a turnover. Most productive offensive lineman was Michael Huey. Our guys laughed when they showed Dominican Sue at one point on the big screen. They said, "Ooh, glad he's in Detroit." But Michael came back after a tough Big 12 championship game with Dominican Sue and played his heart out and played really well, and we're proud of him. The big hit on offense, we gave that to Cody Johnson for his 4th quarter runs and controlling the clock. That's what we've been wanting him to do, and we haven't been in a position to do that as of late. The biggest contributors were the offensive line, the tight ends, and the running backs for again, staying on the field and rushing for over 200 yards. Things we need to improve, we still got to improve with touchdowns in the red zone. We had 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals. And James was nearly a great catch, and then we drop another one. So we've got to be more productive there. And believe it or not, I wouldn't think I'd be sitting here saying this, but we've got to be more balanced and throw it better. Because we ran it well in this game, but we did not throw the ball well. And that's something that we've got to do. We missed some opportunities that we felt like were there, and Nebraska plays great pass defense. And we've got to continue to improve on our 3rd down efficiency. That's an area that we can get better. Injuries, there's a lot of banged up guys in the game, but we feel like right now there's a chance for everybody to play by Saturday. So we'll know more tomorrow. We'll know more on Wednesday, but right now none of the injuries are such that it should keep them from playing at some point. Iowa State, Coach Paul Rhodes is doing a great job. He was a defensive coordinator for Tommy Tuberville at Auburn. And before that at Pittsburgh, Bobby Elliott, their secondary coach, and I coached together at Iowa State. Wally Burnham, their defensive coordinator, came from South Florida, where he did a tremendous job as a defensive coordinator. And Tom Herman, their offensive coordinator, was a graduate assistant for us. So their run game is going to be zone reads, counters, traps, draws, quarterback draws, similar to ours. Their pass concepts are very similar. Defensively, they're a 4-man front. They've been a bend, not break defense. They've only blitzed 13% of the time, but they love to move their guys up front. And our biggest deal is we've shown that we can come back after a poor performance. Now we've got to show that we can be mature enough to start where we are now and move forward after a good performance. And we've also got to put ourselves in a position where we start the season over. This is midpoint of the season. We've got 6 more games, 5 of them at home. A lot of people in the Big 12 are playing well. There's going to be some great matchups and huge challenges here as we finish the season. It looks to be a more balanced league than normal, and should be a lot of fun to watch the outcomes as we finish.